That's how this life is designed. The more we actually realize this life is such a tucha means it's insignificant. It is not to be valued other than Krishna consciousness. The more we realize, even at theoretical level, we actually take up Krishna consciousness seriously because we understand the goal of life. I was giving an example. There was a sage and there was a washerman who used to wash the clothes. In Hindi we call it a dhobi. So the dhobi actually went to the saintly person, the sadhu, and sadhu gave him a paras money. Paras money is what? Chintamani stone, the touchstone. So he gave that paras money to this guy who was washing the clothes. So he took the paras money and he was using paras money to rub the clothes for washing. Now this is the unfortunate situation. Without realizing what we have, this human form of life, for which to actually we have to rot 84 like species of life to come to the human form of life. And what are we busy with? Dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Moksha is very, very far. Dharma is somehow I'm practicing whatever has to be practiced. Even that is not there. Atheistic people are there. Artha, I want to earn money. And when I get artha, dharma, artha, kama, I want to enjoy whatever is being there. I want to enjoy lavish house. I want to enjoy lavish car,
Property.
properties, so many things, nice clothes, nice this, nice shoes, nice socks, nice shirt, nice top, whatever it is, nice hairstyle. Oh Krishna, there's so much going on. But this life is tucha, insignificant. And when we realize that the paras money we have, we actually are using it for washing the clothes. Unfortunately, that is a situation. So with that, we want to come back to our topic of nectar of instruction, and we are on verse 6. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Here is verse 6. So far we covered verse 5, where basically we talk about how devotee relationships are important. We talked about, did I cover fifth verse? One should,
Fifth.
yeah. We covered three kind of devotees. We talked about Kanishta Adhikari, Madhyam Adhikari, and Uttam Adhikari. The Kanishta Adhikari person is actually understands Krishna is supreme, but then he ignores the other people. He just wants God. And that's a cheap mentality. One has to grow above that, because without the association of devotee, without the mercy of devotee, we can never get Krishna. And then we come to the platform of Madhyam Adhikari, which we are not right now, but we should come there. The Madhyam Adhikari platform is that one who understands Krishna's position and also respects devotee. But that Madhyam Adhikari devotee avoids association of worldly people. He wants to he wants to keep himself silo little. Oh, I'll this thing and I'll just leave. Right? And then the Uttama Adhikari is that who sees everyone at the platform of the soul, who doesn't discriminate what is body and what is this thing. When Srila Prabhupada came to America, he came to New York, and in New York, these people, there is this guy, so disgusted, so disgusting person, he would pass one and two in his pant only. He has such a lower consciousness.
Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada.
He came to Prabhupada, he would pass urine and stool in his pant only. He has no idea, no self control what is going on.
Mhm.
And then devotees was just smelling so ugly. Devotees were, whenever he would come, they will throw him out. And when Prabhupada got to know about it, Prabhupada said, no, why are you doing like that? And they actually, the Prabhupada said, give him nice prasad, shave his head properly, give him nice clothes. And that devotee actually, that person who is just this, doesn't have any consciousness what is happening, that actually person became such a great devotee. And he became a temple president of one of the temple. So this is called as Uttamadhikari, who does not discriminate on bodily level. This is black, this is white. He is looking for soul within everyone's heart, and he is transforming the heart of those devotees or those people to become nice devotees. One person was one time there was a Harinam Sankirtan going on, and then the devotees approached one person who actually lost his memory all of a sudden. So he did not know who is he. And this person asked the devotee, saying that devotee asked him, "Who are you?" He said, "I don't know." And then, "Where is your house?" "I don't know." "Where do you live?" "I don't know." "Who
Hmm.
are your relatives?" "I don't know." Devotee said, "This is perfect, because we are caught up in I am this, I am that, I am that, I have this relationship to, we have to clear that up, saying that, "Arey, who am I don't know." It is better rather than having material designation. Oh, this is a perfect candidate. So they brought him to the temple. This guy did not know anything, has no friends or anything. No. So he started practicing devotional life,
Hmm.
or a full morning program, doing so many sevas and everything. So he became a pakka devotee. After a few years, his memory came back. So he remembered who he is, and he remembered, "Hey, what am I doing here?" He realized, what is my hairstyle? What had happened here, and what am I doing here? I'm like this, wearing what kind of robes I'm wearing. And he realized, oh man, I think I forgot whatever it is, and I'm here. He realized that I forgot. Devotees told him, and this, he said, "I like this life better than the other life. Better, I'll continue." And he continued Krishna conscious life.
Wow.
So this is the power of Uttama Adhikari. When he glances on someone, his life is transformed. His life is transformed. One time, this very great leader was there in Punjab, in India, and he was at a good position. And then he came to Punjab, and Prabhupada came to Punjab, and Prabhupada gave him Bhagavad Gita. This person took the Bhagavad Gita and put on his head as out of respect. Prabhupada said, one day person will become a great person, in he will become a really great leader. That person went up to become a president of India. His name is Gyanchand. I forgot what was that. I forgot his name. So he became a president of the country. Prabhupada said, a person who knows how to respect Bhagavad Gita, for him there is fortune awaiting. Now, for different people, the fortune is different. We like to realize that, but Krishna knows what is good for us. Right? So, with that, we want to start. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, one question with the Uttama. So we, even in the office colleagues, we should be like, say, with
The
the
first
Uttama.
category. So, what we have to see
That
is,
is a confusion actually.
so we are here talking about ourselves in terms of what should we be practicing. So, to be honest, we all are at Kanishta Adhikari, which means what? We know Krishna's position, but we disrespect other devotees. Sometimes we remember, sometimes we forget. So we are not in Madhyam Adhikari position. So we should offer pranam from a distance to those people who are not practicing bhakti, but we shouldn't stay or discriminate. Oh, forget it, man. You can't. Like in this position, we were talking about this person who was passing number one and number two in his span. Now a Kanishta Adhikari will say, "Oh, get lost for it." But Uttam Adhikari actually sees us at the level of the soul. So we are not at Uttam Adhikari, we are not at Madhyam Adhikari. We offer respect and become an example for our colleagues so that they actually take up Krishna
No,
consciousness.
my question is like, for example, assume I am a manager probably.
Hmm.
So like like he, one group will be there.
Hmm.
So in our team group, he will mention that today I'm not coming. So there we have to expect like, okay, he has to tell to him, because again that there, me, I will come.
Hmm.
Okay, anyhow he said in the group that I have to think,
Hmm.
or again I have to think in like he didn't inform me. Like again, this we have to adopt
Yeah, very
this
good question,
bhakti
bro.
into everything.
Everything.
That's the question actually.
Bhakti is not silo, bro. Don't think you have two identities as one devotee and as a worker.
Hmm.
Then you are living a duplicit life.
Exactly.
So one has to imbibe the quality of devotional life in his material life also. So what does that mean? Oh, no, no, you are the soul. I'm so grateful you didn't come. That's okay. Not like that. You have to do your duty. But there is one thing, like a parent, when the child is not behaving properly, it's not that the parent is extremely angry or he is just, oh, he wants to kill the child. No, parent wants to be angry so that it can give a lesson to the child. That's the purpose of what the communication, right? In this case. So similar way, when we are in the world, we have to deal with people in such a way that externally whatever we are doing, but internally we should not become like that person. Make sense what am I saying?
Okay, so irrespective of any position, we should not
Yes.
think of me, I, ego, everything.
Yes, but at
Okay.
the same time, when your manager is there, you have an appraisal going on. What did you do? I am not the body. I am the
No,
soul. I didn't
you
do
cannot
anything.
say.
No,
Yeah, yeah.
we have to say, this
True,
is what
true,
I did.
true.
But in heart of on the heart,
Okay,
internally,
understood.
we have to develop that quality that or everything belongs to Krishna. If this guy is giving me trouble, it is because of Krishna's arrangement. So
Okay,
whatever it
okay.
is,
Yeah.
right? Thank you, Prabhu, for that
Super,
question.
Prabhuji.
So
Thank
we
you
will
so
read
much.
Nectar of Instruction, verse 6. दृष्टे स्वभावजनतेर्वा पुनश्च दोषेर्
दृष्ट्वे स्वभावचिन्मतैर्वपुषश्च
न
दोषे
प्रकृत्वा थैंक यू प्रभु सॉरी न प्रकृता त्वम् इह भक्तजनस्य पश्येत्
न प्रकृता त्वम् इह भक्तजनस्य पश्येत्
गंगा सॉरी गंगामावशं न कालु बुधफेन पंके
Ganga
गङ्गावावसन् न खलु बुधौ फेन पङ्खैर्
Pankir
ब्रह्मद्रावा तमम् अपगच्छति निराधर्मे
Brahma
ब्रह्म
Dram
द्रवत्वम्
Chanti.
अपगच्छति नीरधर्मै
wonderful translation, can anybody read?
Being situated in his original Krishna conscious position, a pure devotee does not identify with the body. Such a devotee should not be seen from a materialistic point of view. Indeed, one should overlook a devotee having a body born in a
Hmm.
low family,
Hmm.
a body with a bad completion, a deformed body, or a diseased or infirm body. According to ordinary vision, such imperfections may seem prominent in the body of pure devotee. But despite such seeming defects, the body of the pure devotee cannot be polluted. It is exactly like the water of the Gangas, which sometimes during the rainy season are full of bubbles, foam, and mud. The Ganga water do not become polluted. Those who are advanced in spiritual understanding will bathe in the gangs without considering the condition of the water.
Ah, beautiful. So we have to come to the platform of we were talking about Madhyam Adhikari and Uttam Adhikari. We have to pray Krishna that I want to come at least to the platform of Madhyam Adhikari. But what is the qualification of Uttam Adhikari? That he doesn't see anyone on the
Good,
platform
bad,
of
any.
body. And what is this verse is also covering the other spectrum, which is when we see a pure devotee, we should not see him on the bodily platform thinking that, oh, you know what, this guy cannot see, or this guy cannot walk
He
properly,
didn't
or
take.
he
He was
has a
not clean.
yeah, he has a brown skin. Like a lot of times, even in Krishna consciousness, oh, he's a black devotee, he's a white devotee, he's a brown devotee. No, this is completely wrong. We should not bring the concept of material platform. So one time there was Prabhupada actually wrote in the scripture, especially Srimad Bhagavatam, he actually spoke about the position of women. He said that Mahabharata should be read by the low class people and women. And then that actually disturbed a lot of people. And then a lot of devotees, especially women devotees, they approached Prabhupada. Prabhupada, it says that women are considered to be of lower caste. How do we understand? Prabhupada asked this question. So, are you a woman or a man? I'm a woman, which means you are a body, because soul doesn't have a male or female form. So, now where is that concept coming from? Because we identify ourselves with the body, and that's how this discrimination come in. Not that you should not discriminate, and you should know like what to wear, when to wear, in front of whom, what to wear. Everything has to be taken care, but at the same time you have to come to the platform of a soul and understand, whenever some person is performing extra wonderful devotional service, we should imbibe that quality of glorifying that person and realizing not on the bodily platform, but we have to bring it to the platform of the soul, right? Here Prabhupada is beautifully writing Shuddha Bhakti, the activity of soul proper, sorry, activity of the soul proper, in other words, engagement in transcendental loving service of the Lord, is performed in a liberated condition. Currently we are conditioned, we are not liberated. So whatever activities are doing, they are tinged with modes of nature, which is sattva gun, rajogun, and tamogun, goodness, passion, and ignorance. Everything we do, is being affected by three modes of material nature. That's why we are called as conditioned souls. But we need to come to the platform of liberation where we do not think at the platform of body. This can only happen at the platform of liberation. So we are not there. That's why we still think on the bodily platform. Like we were reading in Bhagavad Gita chapter 14:26, Mam chayo vyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sa gunan samati yatyaitan brahma bhuya yakalpate. One who engage in full devotional service. Currently our engagement is limited.
Very limited.
One who engage in full devotional service, who does not fall down in any circumstance. What is the meaning of fall down? Very important. Not that fall down is today I'm not eating non-veg and all that stuff. All of a sudden I'm eat meat. That's the only fall down. No, the fall down can be at any level.
Even bhakti, if we are reducing, that is also fall down.
Correct. Like for an example, I was just trying to remind myself. Today is extremely cold. Actually, this week is crazy. Very, 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 very cold. Now one may say, oh, why do I have to go to the temple? I can just read here, I can just attend online. Of course you all are far away, so I'm not telling you, but for myself I'm thinking I can do it from my home. Why do I have to leave the comfort of home and coming to the temple and taking a class from there? One has to remind to take temporary inconveniences, and that attracts Krishna. One time there was this building. The building name was Sukh Sagar. Sukh means happiness. Sagar means the ocean of happiness. So there was this apartment which was written Sukh Sagar, and there was a board written outside the apartment. Sukh Sagar apartment is under construction. Right? So this is our problem. What we are thinking in this material world, there is going to be the Sukh Sagar, ocean of happiness. But we don't read it is under construction. We will not get it here. Correct. So that's the point. So one has to understand the fall down is actually sometimes I'm not able to take inconveniences. That's also fall down. So fall down doesn't happen that oh you leave Krishna gone. That's the extreme aspect of it. But one has to be very careful, very mindful about the demands of the mind. What is my mind saying? Is it good for me or not good for me? Should I wake up early or should I relax? I'm just reminding myself. It's very cold. Should I relax at home or should I come for the temple program? So one has to actually really work hard to stop the urges of the body and mind. I'm telling myself, and then come to the platform of at least practicing bhakti out of duty. Even when one practices bhakti out of duty, I don't have a taste for chanting, but I want to chant 16 notes. I don't have a taste for reading, but I'm reading. I don't have a taste for hearing, but I'm hearing. I don't have a taste for offering everything to Krishna and then eat, but I'm doing it as duty, and that's what pleases Krishna. Right? So that's what is being mentioned. Avyabhicharini bhakti means unalloyed devotion. Unalloyed means no other expectation, no other thought, no other desires, which is very, very high stage, but we want to understand and we want to get there. A person engaged in devotional service must be free from material motives. Sukh sampati gar aave kashta mite tan ka. Why do I worship Krishna? Why do I come to the temple? Why do I perform devotional service? Why do I chant the name of Krishna? Sukh sampati, which means happiness come, money come. Bodily misery should not be there. I'm sorry, sir. This material world will never spare anyone. My spiritual master was one time pointing a finger to everyone in the class. You all will be tested. And this is so true. It is material consciousness, and if it is aimed towards serving Krishna, it is Krishna consciousness. What are we conditioned in our consciousness? Material consciousness. We want to get into Krishna consciousness. A soul who surrenders serve Krishna without material consideration. Jnana karmadi anavratam, unalloyed devotional service, which is transcendental to the activities of body, mind, such as jnana and karma, is called pure bhakti yoga. Beyond the concept about everything, body, words, and mind being engaged in Krishna's service. Bhakti yoga is the proper activity of the soul, and one actually engages in unalloyed, uncontaminated devotional service. He's already liberated. Not that I have to leave this body to become liberated. Pure devotees are liberated even in the material body, because they are always thinking about Krishna, always meditating on how can I serve Krishna. Krishna's devotee is not subject to material condition, even though in this bodily feature may appear materially conditioned. One should therefore not see a pure devotee from materialistic point of view. Unless one is actually a devotee, he cannot see another devotee perfectly. As explained in previous word, there are three kind of devotees: Kanishta, Madhyam, and Uttama Adhikari. The Kanishta Adhikari cannot distinguish between devotee and non-devotee. Cannot understand. He is simply concerned with worshipping the deity in the temple. A Madhyam Adhikari, however, can distinguish between devotee and non-devotee, as well as between the devotee and the Lord. Thus, he treats Supreme Personality of Godhead, the devotee, and the non-devotee in different ways. No one should criticize the bodily defects of pure devotee. This is a very big offense. That's why one of the biggest one 10 out of 10 offenses, one of the offenses, one who criticize the devotee who have dedicated their life in propagating the holy name of the Lord. A devotee who has dedicated his life propagating the holy name of the Lord, if you offend that, your bhakti is destroyed. And if even if you see there are such defects, they should be overlooked. What should be taken into account is the spiritual master's main business. This is the difference between a material qualification and spiritual qualification. Material qualification depends everything on external thing, right? What degree you have, can you show me the proof that you are masters or whatever it is? But spiritual consciousness, spiritual qualification is internal. One has to actually understand when someone is speaking, when someone is practicing, you get to know what platform they are on. That's how you actually get to know whom I want to associate with. So that's what Bhagavad Gita 9.30 says. Even if a devotee sometimes seen engage in abominable activities, like, Are, I also go to work. Pure devotee also goes to work. What's the difference? Prabhupada was traveling. We are also traveling in the airplane, but what's the difference? He is traveling for Krishna, preaching Krishna's message, and we are traveling for our own pleasure. That's the difference. Arjuna was also fighting, Duryodhana was also fighting, but Duryodhana was fighting for his own selfish motive, and Arjuna was fighting because he was told by Krishna to do that. That's the difference. He should be considered a sadhu, a saintly person, because his actual identity is that of one engaged in loving service of the Lord. Even though a pure devotee may not be born in a Brahmana or a Goswami family, like Prabhupada, when he actually brought in Westerner devotee, a lot of Brahmanas opposed him. Oh, these are Shudras. How can they become devotees? You can't give them Brahman thread. You cannot give them Brahman initiation. Prabhupada did not discriminate, and that's how this Krishna consciousness stood up. One person came to Srila Prabhupada, asked him, Swamiji, show me some miracle. Swamiji, show me some miracle. What did Prabhupada said? I came here in America with 40 rupees. Within 12 years, I have 108 pupils. When I came, this whole the hippie culture was so prominent. Government was struggling to actually change these people, to actually make them good, right? But look at them now, without even spending a single penny, without even doing that, whatever these police and all that stuff is doing. I give devotion to them now. Hippies have become happy. Isn't it miracle? This person thought, yes, this is miracle. So miracles are not on the external plane. Miracles are within the heart when people are transformed. So even though we are born in Brahmana, we covered that. Like Prabhupada gives an example about the Goswamis, the six Goswamis. We have them on every ISKCON temple altar. Shri Rupa Shri Sanatana Bhatta Raghunatha Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha. These are the six Goswamis. Whatever, if you see their material qualification, right? Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, they were actually Mohammedans. They had to take the role of Mohammedan because the Mohammedan king said, if you don't accept this life or become Mohammedan, we will destroy your whole community. And they became Muslim and they were serving them. So they were definitely, earlier times it is considered to be anybody who became Mohammedan, he is removed from the caste system altogether. Right? So here Goswami is actually Sanatan Goswami, Rupa Goswami. But when they came, what was their name? Dabir Kash and Sakar Malik. And when they came to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so happy seeing them. He was so mesmerized by their humility. They just bow down like a rod, putting the grass in their, putting the grass trick in their mouth, saying that this is quality of humility. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so happy. So we shouldn't see on the external plane. According to this formula, Goswamis who are descendant of Sri Nityanand Prabhu and Sri Advaita Prabhu are certainly devotees, but devotees coming from other families should not be discriminated against. Indeed, whether the devotee come from a family of previous acharya or from ordinary family, they should be treated equally. That's why Prabhupada started this Sunday love feast. You don't see Hindu feast. Sunday love feast. We are here to just give you love. We don't differentiate which caste, where you belong to. We never ask you where are you coming from. Right? Right? So that's what Prabhupada is mentioning about his devotees. American, he is American Swami, he is Indian Swami. No, not should one should not bring. On the other hand, the devotee who has attained the title of Goswami but is not born of Ramana father, or for a Goswami in the family of Nityananda Advaita Prabhu, should not be artificially puffed up thinking that he has become a Goswami. That's what happened in Brahmanas, Brahmanas Varna. What they said is, oh, we are Brahmana, which means we are very Uchakoti. And they started discriminating other. Oh, you are Shudra, you are this. When person even coming to Krishna conscious, when develop that consciousness, oh, you are Kanishta Adhikari. Or when you consider the Kanishta Adhikari, you are discriminating you yourself as a Kanishta Adhikari. So that's the qualification one should have, that when we come to this platform, we should come develop that humility. We should develop that humility that I am insignificant. Whether someone is giving me gali, someone is hitting me, anyhow, I'm just an insignificant soul. What difference does it make? It's very difficult to follow than to say, but one should actually develop that quality of humility, right? This movement is meant for Paramhamsas who are completely free from all jealousy. Oh, look at me, he joined with me. Now look at him, everybody's praising him. Why they are not praising him? Jealousy. We have to come out of that thing. If we consider the bodily defects of the Vaishnava, we should understand that we are committing an offense at the lotus feet of Vaishnava. This is a beautiful line which I heard. When we offend devotees, it's like stabbing Krishna on his back. Can you imagine? You're practicing Krishna consciousness. You are actually practicing Krishna consciousness to actually please Krishna. But when you offend a devotee, that is like stabbing on the back of Krishna. It was ridiculous. You can't imagine thinking like that. But that's what the result is. That's what the behavior represents when we offend devotees. I'm trying to remind myself. Right? An offense at the lotus feet of Vaishnava is very serious. Indeed, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has described this offense as hatimata, a mad elephant offense. What is a mad elephant offense? When you have a beautiful garden with beautiful flowers, beautiful plants, beautiful leaves, and beautiful colored leaves and colored flowers, and then you have fruits. If you let the mad elephant go in there, he'll destroy everything. That's how when a person develops the quality of offending other devotees, that's like becoming a mad elephant, which will destroy all the good qualities one has. Right? Therefore, one should therefore be very careful not to commit an offense against a Vaishnava. Every devotee should be ready to take instruction from superior Vaishnava. And superior Vaishnava must be ready to help an inferior Vaishnava, not inferior from the bodily perspective, but in bhakti. One is superior and inferior according to his spiritual advancement in Krishna consciousness. One is forbidden to observe the activities of pure Vaishnava from material point of view. For a neophyte, especially considering a pure devotee from material point of view is very injurious. One should therefore avoid observing a pure devotee externally. Think that what a beautiful practice he is performing, how wonderfully he is doing. And Lord Chaitanya actually showcases with his example. When he came to when he came for South India Yatra, there was a Brahmana. Let me try. Sudama Vipra. So Sudama Vasudev Vipra, sorry, not Sudama, Vasudev Vipra. So he had Vasudev Vipra was a devotee who had leprosy. What is the meaning of leprosy? There are germs who actually live in the body of that person and then eat blood and pus. So this person Vasudev Vipra, when the ants will fall from his body, they you will take him and put them back in the body. Are why are you doing like that? Like I have a house, their house is my body. Let them eat. Hare Krishna. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to South India, he again came back to see him and he hugged him. And when Lord Chaitanya hugged him, his leprosy was gone. And he had a beautiful, he was a young, beautiful boy. And he started saying, Lord Chaitanya, please give me my disease back. Because now, when I was in the disease condition, I realized my insignificant life. I realized how sinful I am. But now, when I have this beautiful body, I'll start thinking about enjoying this material nature. And people will talk about, oh, look at him, he got the mercy. And then, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You know who am I? I am Mr. A who got the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. And then I'll defeat the purpose of bhakti, right? I was just hearing this morning. I was just Rohini Nandan Prabhu was mentioning, saying that what we went for Vrindavan Yatra last year, and when we went for Vrindavan Yatra, we thought the winter was about to start. We thought few devotees got together. We said we will we'll sponsor the blankets and we will distribute for on the street because there are a lot of sadhus in Vrindavan. So they went. I didn't go. So they went for distributing, and then they saw everybody was a lot of sadhus were coming, whatever people, and they were running. Oh, give me one, give me one. But they saw one sadhu was sitting in the corner, far away, just looking, even not even looking outside. He was looking at the on the wall, practicing bhakti. And then they said he must be an elevated soul because he has no desire. So they went to him. He said, Babaji, please take this kambal. And this person said, no, 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 go from here, go from here. I don't need anything. Please go from here, go from here. And then then Rohini Nandan Prabhu started saying that, please bless me. I want to practice bhakti, not a material blessing. He said, give me blessing. He said, go away, go away. I don't need you. Go, 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 go from here. He said, please give me blessing. I want to practice bhakti. I am trying to. Then that guy became, that sadhu became sober. He said, he was already sober. He said, he blessed him. Right. And then Mukunda was called, saying that, Mukunda, he called Mukunda, he blessed him. And then Prabhu started taking a picture. And then Mukunda is giving that. No, 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 go away from here. I don't. This is Krishna consciousness. Not that, oh, look at me. Oh, take my selfie. Look at me. Where am I standing? Look at me. What is the culture of today is a selfie culture. I want to be the first. Look at me picture. I am standing here. Place is not important, but I am standing here. That's why this place is important. This is selfie culture. But what is Krishna conscious culture is selfless culture. What is selfless culture? Remove myself. I have no existence. The only existence I have is to actually practice bhakti. I have no connect. Don't want to take them in picture. I don't want to be highlighted. I don't want to be called. I don't want people say that, oh, this guy is doing that. Oh, look at this. What? Don't want to do that stuff. I just want to become selfless. I want to become less and less and less and less. What is material consciousness? I want to be more, 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 and more. How many zeros I have? That defines my position. And what is bhakti? Because I'm zero, that's my bhakti. This is called as selflessness. So one has to come to that platform. Those who think that Krishna consciousness is limited to certain section of people or certain section of devotees or a certain tract or land are generally prone to see external feature. Oh, Krishna appeared in Vrindavan. I am from India. So what? Right? Such neophytes, unable to appreciate the exalted service of the advanced devotee, try to bring the Mahabhagavad to their platform. One time, Prabhupada, there was one disciple of Prabhupada. Prabhupada, I always want to stay at your lotus feet. Prabhupada said, my feet are always moving. How can he stay at my feet? Because my feet are always moving. So, one time, devotee was, Prabhupada, I want to be in personal association. He said, even this, even this mosquito is also associating with, what is he trying to do? He's trying to take the blood out of me. So I don't want the association. You do something tangible for my pleasure. This is what the Guru Seva is all about. Not that being in physical connection with Guru, but always meditating on his lotus feet and following the instruction of Guru. This is the mood, right? Then they simply try to bring us to their platform and they try to criticize us in every respect. We very much regret their. Prabhupada is talking about people around the world propagating in Krishna. Unfortunately, we are surrounded by neophyte God brothers who do not appreciate the extraordinary activities. We don't want to come to that platform. When one thus criticizes a pure devotee, he commits an offense called as Vaishnava Aparad. That is very obstructive and dangerous for those who desire to advance in Krishna consciousness. One time, one of the very big guru of ISKCON said this beautiful line. He said, based on the bhakti we have performed, we would have reached spiritual abode or Golok Vrindavan many years back. But why we didn't reach? Why are we still here? Because we are doing Vaishnava Aparad. By disrespecting a devotee, either by thoughts, either by words, either by actions. When we try to put another devotee at the mundane platform or put him in down, even thinking about that person, even speaking about that, thoughts, words, and actions, which means we are offending in our spiritual position, has we have fallen from our position, and we did a same thing which a mad elephant does in a beautiful garden, right? This is the same thing. So that is what is being spoken here, right? A person cannot derive any spiritual benefit when he offends the lotus feet of Vaishnava. Everyone should therefore be very careful not to jealous of an empowered Vaishnava or Shuddha Vaishnava, pure devotee. It is also an offense to consider an empowered Vaishnava an object of disciplinary action. It is an offensive. It is offensive to try to give him advice or even correct him. You should never know whose position is who. Arey, Swamiji, don't go out, it's very cold. Though your attitude is right because it's very cold, but we should be in the mood of servant, not doing other activities. Give him advice or correct him. One can distinguish between a neophyte Vaishnava and advanced Vaishnava by their activities. The advanced Vaishnava is always situated at the spiritual master, and the neophyte is always considered as disciple. The best way to understand who's pure devotee is a guru, because he is willing to sacrifice his existence to actually preach the message of Krishna. Any questions or comments?
I have one question,
Go
Prabhuji.
ahead.
When Srila Prabhupada itself said, like, when that who did the party and all, he didn't differentiate it.
Mm,
One small question, like, even I have heard somewhere this question.
mm,
Some person is asking, like, when in puja and all done from the temple,
mm,
so we'll first give it to first main person, then
mm,
devotees, and then
mm.
to normal
Yeah,
person.
very
So
good.
any particular reason is there for
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
Prabhuji?
The the respect should be offered to a person who is at the not necessarily Uttam Adhikari is there, but the person who has done, like it is generally like, even if you go in Indian temple, like any other temple other than ISKCON, generally the aarti should be offered to the elder people. You've seen that every time whenever you go, that's the principle. We
Yeah,
should
see, like
always.
first elders they will give, then
Correct.
they will give
But in ISKCON, the elderness is not counted based on the age.
age,
The elderness is counted based on how many years that person has in
bhakti.
bhakti. So that's why whenever the arti comes, we give that person and see other person. Not that we are discriminating.
Okay.
Well, discrimination is needed to a certain discrimination is not a wrong word. It is connoted as a wrong word, but discrimination is needed. For an example, when you go and buy a product, you don't you discriminate. Oh, these
Yeah,
apples are
yeah.
good,
After
these
you
apples
some,
are bad,
yeah, yeah, correct.
right? Oh, this is 199 cents, this is 99 cents, but I want to see
Quality
the
versus
quality.
quantity. Yeah.
So you discriminate what is right and what is wrong. Why should I buy this pant and why shouldn't I buy this pant, right? Why should I buy this car, why shouldn't I buy it? So we discriminate. So here the discrimination not on the bodily level but at the spiritual level. Understand whom should I take more association from, not that to put anyone down, right? That's what the thing is. Makes
Very
sense,
good.
Prabhuji?
Yeah, yeah, Prabhuji.
Hmm.
These questions will be like people will be asking for me, so that so that I will ask you so that I can communicate to the people.
Ah, yes, absolutely, Prabhu. I'm also a medium. I'm like a mic. I have heard and I'm just passing it on. That's what this Guru Parampara culture is all about. Being the servant of the servant of the servant. Very good. Thank you, Prabhu. Any other questions or comments?
Prabhuji, I have a question. Like, if we have
Haribol.
committed the Haribol, if we have committed the
Ah,
offense
ah,
towards the devotee
ah.
in past, and still
Ah,
we remember, what should we do? Like, what kind of practice we should do?
Very good, very good. This is the same thing which is being asked by Jagai and Madai to Nityanand Prabhu. We have done so many sins. What to talk about Krishna offenses, everything. What should we do? How do we actually repent for that? So first and foremost thing, Nityanand Prabhu said, you build the ghat, because they were the people who used to at the time come to Ganga for taking a bath. You build a ghat where it is easier for them to go down, take a bath and come out, because otherwise muddy places there, you may fall down and all that stuff. Then they said, oh, what can we do more? They actually went reached to that stage, they will give the stones to people who will come hit us, because we did so many offenses to that. But now the question comes in is, so we can't do any of these activities, so how do we do? So first and foremost thing, we should glorify that devotee. We should glorify in our heart, we should glorify devotee in front of others, and then we should offer them service, whatever. For an example, that person is coming in the car, it is very cold, it's snowing, that person is bringing a bag to the temple, let me help you, can I take this bag? This is also a service. So render the service to that person whom you offended, and that's how actually you please Krishna, and you also please that devotee. Make sense, Mataji?
Yeah, Prabhuji, thank you very much. Very
Thank
good.
you. Thank you. Any other question or comment? Okay, let's read seventh verse. We'll see how much we can cover because we have time, so we want to start. यात् कृष्णा नाम चरितादिसीतापि अविद्या
स्यात् कृष्णनामचरितात् सीत्यापि अविद्या
पितोप पितोपत् पितोपतप्ता रसनस्य न रोचिको नु
पितप्तरस् पितप्तरसनस्य नरोचिकानु
किन्त्वा अदरनाद् अनुदीनं खलु सैव जुस्ता
किन्त्वादरा तनुदिनं खलु सैव चुष्टा
स्वाद्वीकर्माद् भवति तद्गद् मुलहन् हन्त्री.
स्वाद्विक्रामाद्भवति तत्रदमूलहन्त्री.
Translation, please.
The holy name, character, pastime, and the activities of Krishna are all transcendently sweet like sugar candy. Although the tongue of one
Afflicted.
affected by the jaundice of avidya, ignorance, cannot taste anything sweet. It is wonderful that simply by carefully chanting these sweet names every day, a natural release awakens his tongue and his disease is gradually destroyed at the root.
Beautiful, very nice verse.
One experience,
Yes.
like when I'm reading itself, I felt like goosebumps. Like I've practically experienced it. Like when we are chanting, right? That day you said when even the problem time, usually we will forget Krishna, but luckily, the Krishna's grace for me. When the problem is there, I was more into bhakti at that time because I was not even working. I was in like loss of pay. I was chanting loudly in front of my dad.
Father.
So that they're saying like even the sugar can nothing is there in front of that chanting process. I really experienced it sometimes actually when my father is on deathbed and daily when I'm chanting in front of him every day at least 6 rounds I used to chant in front of him loudly early morning. So I have experienced it that the way when we chanting itself and he actually at the end stage he's not able to pronounce Prabhuji,
Wow.
but I used to make like at least 1 or 2 times he used to just murmuring voice is not coming but he's murmuring like Hare Krishna Hare Krishna.
Amazing.
So like yeah, somewhere I feel very happy that my father has going back to Krishna. That's the one thing what I felt when reading this.
Very beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I want to tell you this thing. If you take up Krishna consciousness seriously, Krishna is personally intervening in your life. He will make sure people around you or people whom you are connected to, they are liberated. That's Krishna's blessing.
One more example I will
Hmm.
give, Prabhuji.
Hmm.
Everyone thought my job lost
Hmm.
because that's what people are saying. Everybody, my friends are, we spoke about you hours together that you will lose job because since 3 4 months you didn't come to job, and even though Trump took the oath, you still in India.
Hmm.
You won't get the immigration clear, everything we thought.
Hmm.
But how you are staying in India, they asked. Prabhuji, believe it or not, see, I don't have confidence on myself.
Hmm.
I just blindly believing on Krishna. I am
Hmm.
here doing my father rituals. If Krishna's blessing, I will come inside America, or else
Hmm.
I will go back. You guys sell everything. I said,
Hmm.
Prabhuji. Same thing after coming back, I told same thing to my friends. They were
Hmm.
surprised, Prabhuji.
Hmm.
My all of my friends are really, because 3 4 months I was in India,
Hmm.
and no salary, anything. But people are thinking like, how this guy is so
Ah.
strongly saying like. But seriously, I came in immigration. They asked, "Are you an H1B?" Yes, I yes, sir, H1B. I came because we cannot stay more hours like without salary and all.
Yeah.
There is lot of clauses,
Yeah.
and
Correct.
in office also, everyone thought, okay, they will lay off him as soon as he come. They will lay off.
Hmm.
Nothing had happened till today, Prabhuji. It's just I say, it's just because of Krishna's mercy, Prabhuji. You said right, like if you are love with him, I did the same thing, Prabhuji. Since September, after I go, even I was so much
Hmm.
difficult time. Morning time, I'm visiting my father-in-law. He was in ICU. Evening
Hmm.
time, my father-in-law ICU. He was
Hare
in.
Krishna.
Even though I used to chant there on sixth round, here on sixth round,
Hmm.
somehow I never left the chanting 16 rounds in that difficult stage, Prabhuji.
Wow.
That made me lifelong. I never forget Krishna. That is the one. Even nowadays, I will tell for each and every time my wife Krishna is saving me. You believe it or not? What she says, after seeing your job and all, I will start playing Krishna. She said, Prabhuji.
Wow.
That is the
Amazing.
one thing which I felt,
Beautiful.
very very happy. And she already she got to know, okay, what Bimesh is getting from him and what I am getting. So she already able to distinguish between that, Prabhuji. So that was the very very experienced with these 3 4 months for me.
Amazing points you shared, Prabhu. Krishna, I'll continue this verse next week, but I want to share this thing. I shared it in another class, but I want to share it here. Mamita Mataji already knows, but I just want to share it for others. So there was an assembly of people, and what kind of people whom actually they struggled in their life. They lost the most like they went through a lot of struggle, so they actually got together, and then everyone started sharing, what had happened in their life, what are the tragedies happened in their life. And it comes to one person, one lady, and she shares her story. Her story is that she had one son, only one son, young. One time he was going with his girlfriend, and when he was going with his girlfriend, they decided to walk on the railway tracks. So they were walking, and then sharing hugs and kisses, whatever it is, then poetry and all that stuff. So there was a train coming from the other side. Now because young people are there, they have so much of passion. Oh, let's hold each other's hand. We will wait until the train comes, and when it very close, then we will do this. One thing they did not know, there was a train coming from backside also.
Hmm.
So by the time they realized, oh, the train is coming from the backside, this boy pushed the girl, and somehow he was under the train. He died. When everybody heard that, tears were flowing from their eyes. Oh. And then whoever was arranging this assembly, he asked another question to everyone. He said, whatever challenges you went through in life, what did you learn out of it? What good thing, you have to find out a good thing what happened in your life. Somehow people were, whatever it is, I lost the job and then I went to this and all that stuff taken. But everyone was thinking, what is a good thing in this lady's life? Only son, she lost. So what is there? What is good in it? We cannot understand. So her turn came, and they were desperately waiting. What is she going to say? You know what she said? Oh, wait, this is a takeaway for today's class. She said, I realize my only son, when he died, I was thinking, my Krishna, I'm the only daughter of Krishna, because everyone for Krishna, it's like every daughter is like only daughter. How would he be feeling in my separation when he left him and dejected him, and I'm living in this material world? How would my father will be believing? How my mother Srimati Radhani would be experiencing the pain, not in one lifetime. 84 lakh species I've been crossing through it. How would he be feeling? Everyone had the tears in their eyes. What a realization. So, whatever pain we are going through, losing our loved ones, losing so many things, one or the other, and nobody can say, I never lost anything or I will never lose anything. Well, that person will lose himself itself. That's the reality of this material world. But when one realizes how difficult it is for Krishna when we left him and come to this material world, the pains of this material world will become an will become catalyst, will become an impetus for us to practice bhakti sincerely. Hare Krishna. Again, one devotee, she young girl, she was expecting. So I know them very personally, and I actually got to know about it. So she was expecting. Delivery is going good so far. Last few minutes, when the child was about to come out in the labor pain, the child oxygen level dropped to a large extent. So doctors, oh man, this is something wrong. So this child was in ICU with so many pipes. Imagine a new child just coming to this material world. What kind of welcome is given? What kind of welcome is given to this person, this child? So many pipes, so many injection, and all of us are here parents. We have seen our children when they are born. It's like you feel like we don't want to touch them, because what will happen? Their hand may break. How would we take them? Because they are so soft. And imagine the injection pipes and all that stuff is just going in all part of the body. When I heard that, I realized, and I prayed to Krishna, I don't want to take another birth. Please help me. Birth is painful. Until now, I never realized, to be honest, that birth is painful. When my kids are born, oh, I'm so happy. Oh, daughter is born, the boy is born. But when you see a child going through the difficulty, I never know what difficulty I went through, because that's the power of time, that's the power of Maya. But when I see another child is born and I went see that suffering, I don't want another birth. I don't want another death. That's how we should come to that realization. So, with that, I would like to end here. We will continue verse 7 next week. Thank you so much for your kind attention. Shila Prabhupada ki jai. Any final questions or comments before we end? Okay, no problem. Thank you all for joining. Shila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. We will continue next week.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.